Hello friends, today we're going to try something that I think is going to be simple, might not be, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to take this mermaid tail that I traced onto an acetate sheet, I'm going to transfer it onto some felt, I'm going to do a double cut on it, and we're going to try and make a little keychain for my granddaughter for her backpack. So hang tight and let's just see how this goes. Okay, as you can see here, I cut the acetate out and I used it as a template. And I have my fabric folded in half, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this out. I have my two pieces cut out, and as you can see, we have the Sharpie marker here, which we really don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nicer of the two pieces, and I'm going to put it over the top of the one with the Sharpie marker on it, and I am going to hand stitch these two pieces together just using a very simple hand stitch method. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I have picked my different colors of embroidery floss here, and I'm going to use this one as my stitch color, and the rest I'm going to figure out along the way and use them as accent colors. Okay, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but rather than tying the thread in a knot at the end, I am sewing with 3 strands, not 6. I have the other tail over here, and what I did to start is I peeled the two pieces back and I went up. Let me get my needle. I went up through here, and then the first tail, what I did is I have tucked it in here, up into here, into the work. It is going to be enveloped in there, and you're not going to be able to pull it out or do any of those things because it's going to be enveloped in there. Excuse me. And all I am doing right now is I am going up, just a very simple blanket stitch. I don't mind that the stitches aren't even because it's going to be really cute once I get done. Now keep in mind that every time you come up through here and you're stitching, your thread starts to twist, and when it starts to twist, it can become a little difficult to work with. What I've done to make this a little simpler for myself is every once in a while, every so many stitches, I pick up my work and I let it dangle and I let the needle just kind of spin and twirl, and it's light enough that it's not going to pull out of this thread. If you're worried about that, you can always take the tail of the thread and pull it, so that it's a little longer, and literally take your work, and you can't really see what I just did there, but anyway, you take your work, you let the needle dangle, and it will uncoil so that it doesn't want to get stuck in everything. And what I'm just doing right here is I am literally creating an anchor, because I want these two pieces stuck nicely together, but I am not going to sew it completely until I have decorated it with some beads and stuff like that. So this is going to get a little bit more intricate than I intended, but as I go along, I get ideas and I think, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my thread right here, and I'm going to peel this top portion back, and this is the section, because it's the top, that I am going to put beads on and make it kind of cute. So I'm going to go get started on that. We'll be back. I thought I would show you a little bit of my progress here. The first top two rows are almost done. I have this stainless steel needle here from, I believe it's Beadalon, B-E-A-D-L-O-N. It's great, works really well with felt. I'm going to try it later on paracord. I'm told it doesn't work, but I am going to try. But anyway, I wanted to show you I'm coming up through this top piece here, threading my, and I know I see people do the where they just load up. I'm not that fast. So anyway, I'm just going to show you real quick. I go back down, because I kind of want these beads to lay flat. This first one's not laying super flat, but then I come back up. I don't think it necessarily matters where I come back up, but I am trying to come between these beads right about there is where I want it. And then I'm going to go back down through this same bead. Sorry, I know I'm twisting the fabric. I'm going to come back down through this same bead to secure it down so that it is secured on two sides. Secured on the first side that I popped it up in, and now it's the other side is secured as well. So there's what we have so far. We'll be back. Okay, for the scallops, I'm using these tiny little seed beads here, and then in the center of each scallop I'm using a bead that is this big right here, which is just slightly bigger than the seed bead that I'm using. But it is enough bigger. It does make a little bit of a difference. As, oops, let me untangle here a little bit. You can see. And what I did is for this one, I did 6. This one I did 7. This one I did 7. And this last one, oh no. I just dumped all of my little beads. I had them all loaded up onto my needle. And I spilled all of them when I set my work down. It's okay, I'm so used to this. Honestly, I'm seriously used to just being clumsy with my crafting. It's okay. But anyway, I was going to show you neatly how I loaded them up. I've got 5 over here, and I think I'm going to need one more. One definitely escaped my table here. Or has at least escaped my vision. My line of sight. So we've got 4, 5, and I'm going to need one more from that little pile over there. Can't believe I did that. Actually, yes I can. Okay, so we're going to come over here. Sorry, I had to load off camera because all of my beads were off to the side. Okay, so I have these loaded up here, and I'm just going to pull that little nylon. They're not nylon. People kept saying these were nylon. They're not nylon, actually. So I put them down like this, and then I kind of figure out where I want. This to drape. And then I take the needle when I can find it. It's so long and so skinny, and it's such a fine needle. Okay, I'll just put this over here. If it doesn't work, I find that I can actually pull it back through, and it's kind of cool. Alright, I think I can fit one small bead right up in the center here. Hard to find the center, but I found it. So I'm going to come up through the center, take one of these larger opalescent beads over here, pull it down, get it kind of in the center if I can. If not, once I put the thread through here, it'll pull it down. There we go. So that is how I have finished the top row of scallops here. We have the waistband, and then we have these scallops. And I'm not going to be able to put, do the scallops and put one of these beads in each one. So I'm just going to kind of see where this goes. So let's meet back here and reconvene in a few. Okay, so for the purpose of education here, when you sew these scallops, okay, they're going to wiggle a little bit. I don't want that. So what I am doing is once I get back underneath one of the scallops, I come up through the center of the scallop, and then I take my needle and I go down on the other side of the bead of the line of beads, and that will hold that in place. And I'll do that as far down as I go. I haven't decided how far down I'm going to go yet on these, but here's what I have so far. And I just wanted to show you how to get those little scallops tacked down, because if you'll see, now let me see if you'll see this row here, not moving. This row here, very, very wiggly. But once I get them tacked down, they'll be just like these up here. Okay, so I ran out of thread here. I finished what I was going to finish here pretty much. And now I need to stitch in this keychain. I was just going to stitch it in, but I think what I might, I don't know. I think I'm just going to go ahead, put it in here. I don't think I need to pin it, but this is where I want it, right here. Now I'm questioning if it's too long or not, and just how easy that is going to be. So let's just see how far I can get that tucked in. Pretty good, actually. Let's just lay this here. Poke that in. And I think we are ready to finish this up. So I'm going to start like I did before. I'm going to go up one side. And I am going to knot this side down here. I'm doing 4 strands of thread, and I'm only doing a single. I have a tail here on this. I'm going to tie this end here. So we're just going to take it, we're going to do a simple knot, just a little slip knot here, and pull it down to the end. Probably should do another one. This is actually taking me a very long time to complete. I can't tell you hours wise because I'm not sure what time I started on it. I just know that I've been working on it for quite some time today. Anyway, what I'm going to do is pull that in like so. Pull this knot down in, and I'm going to tuck in that thread there. And I'm just going to start my normal blanket stitch here. And be careful not to get hung up on anything like your little D-ring here. And we're just going to keep going and going. And now I think through here we may need to do some fun little back stitching. I'm not sure. We'll go down like this to back stitch this in, because those whip stitches just aren't going to do it on this section here. I don't believe anyway. I am not a great seamstress, but hey, I will tell you what, I do try. So anyway, I think that is what we want to do for this section here. I'm going to go over like so. And again, try not to get caught up here. And then you want to come back up. Do that. Go over like so. Oof, come on you. So we're going to go up, and then we're going to go back down there. I hope you could see what I did. This little thing is annoying flopping around here. It's not a perfect stitch, but you know what? It is 100% giving those "this is handmade" vibes. So anyway, I'm going to come up on this edge here, come up here, and I'm going to stitch down right before the last stitch that I made there. And I think that's going to be pretty good. I don't think that's going anywhere, but if you wanted, you could go back and do it a couple of times, but I am not going to. I think it's going to be fine. And now I'm going to go back to my blanket stitch. I just little blanket stitches here, super simple, super easy, takes no time to do this. I'm just kind of pushing the edges together so that hopefully when I'm done, when all is said and done with this, you cannot see I was going to stuff it with a little bit of polyfill, but I decided not to. I decided that the 2 pieces of felt give it plenty enough stiffness and stability. So I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to keep going here. There we go. That last one caught funny. Nope, I don't want it caught there. I need it to turn that corner. Alright. And now, what I think I'm going to try to do, and this might be interesting to try, is go from here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but we're just gonna keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the needle through here, and I'm going to pull this needle all the way through like this. Actually, what I want to do is I want to pull it tight, clip the thread, and then pull this completely back down, and my thread is in there invisibly, and I don't think you're going to be able to take it out. Now, what I should have done, looking at it now, maybe I should have hung this at the top, but I think it's going to be cute. It is going to dangle funny, but the project overall, I could cut that off. I won't be able to get it in here, but anyway, call me froggy today. Anyway, here she is. I think she turned out really cute. If I were going to change anything, like this was definitely like an afterthought, kind of. I was about here when I decided I needed to put a key ring on it. So this is where it went. Mistakes were made, but overall I think the beauty of the project and the experience that I got doing it is fantastic. I really hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. At 100 subscribers, I do plan to do a giveaway, which I'm very excited about. And if you like my videos, it definitely helps direct traffic to them, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and don't forget to release your inner artisan. Bye!